Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Andy R, and this is the Brotherhood of Men, a channel solely dedicated at getting you men out there a better outcome in your lives. And I do that by making these videos, and each one of these videos is like a little piece of a very big complex puzzle. Each bit will have some information in it that I think you guys out there, you men, need so that you can, one, armour yourself, literally protect yourself against attack by understanding what is and what isn't important. And number two, giving you ammunition that you can throw back at those who will attack you. And like I say, I do that with giving you my opinion, showing news stories, and also giving you facts. So today's video is something that I absolutely love, and that's ad hominem attacks. Now, if you don't know what an ad hominem attack is, or an ad hominem argument is, it's when somebody can't argue the facts or the reasoning behind somebody's argument and therefore attack them personally. Not attack as in physically, but attack them, how they look, their opinions, but not the facts of their argument. And I absolutely love ad hominem arguments. Not because I use that in arguments. I don't, if I can't back up what I'm saying, if I can't defend my facts, my statistics, my opinions, I don't then jump all over the person and start calling them ugly and fat or useless or a loser or whatever. I don't do that. And the reason I don't do that is because, and the reason also that I love ad hominem arguments is because of what it represents. You see, number one, it represents you're right. You've won the argument. And number two, it is probably page one in the female handbook of go-tos. It absolutely is. If you've ever been in a relationship and you're arguing with your woman about something, it could be about anything, it could be about a TV show, you know, that, oh no, that happened in episode 3. No, it didn't, it happened in episode 4. No, sweetheart, it happened in episode 3. Remember when so-and-so such and such? Ding, she realises you're right. Yeah, well, you'd say that because you're stupid. I mean, if you weren't so ugly, I'd probably listen to it. You see, ad hominem. Start attacking you, but not the facts, not the truth. You see, women hate to be wrong. Absolutely loathe being wrong. I mean, most of us don't like being wrong, but I think men can accept being wrong if they realise what they're being offered as right makes sense. Even if we can't fact check them right there and then, which a lot of us can do nowadays. Most of us carry, well, if not all of us, carry mobile phones that are connected to the internet, and we can look up on whichever our browser search is, whether it's Google or Yahoo or whoever. We can look up the information and go, oh no, actually you're wrong, an elephant isn't so-and-so, it's a such and such, like, you know, or whatever it is. But the thing is that we guys like to learn from other guys. It's built into us. This is why we like working at our father's knee when we're little kids. We like his attention. We like to learn what is it you're doing, Dad? And Dad was always doing it. Well, why are you doing it like that? And if you've got a good father who's got the attention, like, you know, he'll explain things to you, and we learn, and we love learning that way. Women don't. They like to learn for themselves, and usually wrongly. Now, when I say ad hominem arguments are something I love, it's quite literally a proof that you are correct. That's why I love it. Now, in my comment sections on a lot of the different videos that I've put through, there have been ad hominem arguments there, where people have not, they may have watched the video, but then the comment in that video will be calling you brothers out there, or me personally, losers or deadbeats or you don't know what you're talking about. Nothing in that comment is actually debunking what I've said in that video. Hasn't argued against the points I've made in that video. They have been personal attacks at me. And I don't respond to them, or if I do, I engage in such a way as like, yeah, nice try, not going to work. Because I understand what it is. It's an ad hominem argument. It's fallacious in its nature. It has no merit. They're trying to change the goalposts and therefore win on a different argument. And that's page 2 in the Female Handbook of How to Win an Argument. Page 1 is ad hominem. In other words, say the most vile, disgusting thing to a man, call him the most horrible names, and then it can be about, change the goalposts, now it can be an argument about this, the fact that you've called him horrible names. And if you entertain it, you've just bought into what she's done. And you are likely now to lose the argument. You see, you stay on point. You stay in the parameters of the argument you're having. You don't let yourself get sidetracked. You don't let an ad hominem attack on you sidetrack you into defending yourself against the ad hominem attack. You keep on point. This is the point you are making, and this is the point you are going to prove. Just like I make these videos, I try and give you this information because you now know what the argument's about. You now know what the salient talking points are. And you now know when you've won the argument if somebody starts attacking you personally instead of trying to debunk, find holes in the argument. All you need to do then is just go, thanks very much. Thank you for agreeing with me. No, look, what are you talking about? I didn't agree with you. Yes, you did. You just tried to attack me personally because you hadn't got any way of disproving what it is I've just said. You have no arguments against the facts, so now you've tried to attack me personally, which is basically you admitting I'm right. So thanks very much for agreeing with me. It drives them bonkers. They really don't like it when you do that because you've used pure logic to completely blow them out of the water. And it's usually a woman that you're arguing with. And women hate logic. They live in emotions, drama, chaos. Logic is the absolute polar opposite of that. So as soon as you use logic, they can't handle it. It's like, you know, it's like watching the brain scrambled. I'll give you a perfect example of this. In my last job, I was the shift supervisor. So it was my responsibility to pass information on, and also if any of the men or women had problems with their shift, they would come to me for solutions. So you had to think on your feet, and of course, you know, I'd probably be on the night shift or the afternoon shift or whatever. So, you know, you can't always talk to someone higher up than you. You have to make the best decision at the time. A lot of responsibility. Now, we'd had an edict come down from the owner of the company and backed up by the manager of the company. And it basically said, and we all had this, it was text to every one of the test drivers, and it said, the customer has raised concerns about some members, some of the test drivers, leaving early on their shifts. Can you please make sure you do not leave any earlier than 15 minutes before the end of your shift? Now, I knew this had been happening, and I'd said informally to a lot of the guys and girls, I'd say, look, just watch what you're doing, stop sneaking off early, because it was getting earlier and earlier. And I said, stop sneaking off, because you'll get seen and then they'll come on you like a ton of bricks. So use your noggin, like, you know, don't take the mick. Just, you know, I'm not telling you stop completely. I'm just saying use a bit of common sense. But there was one woman who thought the rules didn't apply to her. And she was constantly leaving 40, 30 minutes, minimum 30 minutes early. Her argument was, I've finished, I've done my, you know, I've done the work, I've done it all in and all the rest of it, you know, why should I hang around? Well, because you get paid until this time, not when you think it's okay for you to leave. Also, you're taking the mick out of everybody else who does stay until the end of the shift. You're getting paid exactly the same as them, and they see that you have now had a pay rise, because over a week, half an hour and 40 minutes, you leaving early, actually equates to you having a pay rise. Anyway, we all had this text, and that very day, and I knew she'd had the text because I spoke to everybody at the beginning of the shift. I said, look, you've all received this text, I hope. For those of you who haven't, this is what it says. I read it out and I said, so don't leave before 15 minutes towards the end of the shift. So if you finish at 10, quarter to 10 is the very earliest you can get out of here. Obviously, the customer has raised a concern, and this is your boss telling you not to do it, so don't do it. That very night, 35 minutes before the end of the shift, I catch her walking out of the place, and I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. What do you think you're doing? You were told not to leave early. Now, she hadn't got an argument. She was hoping to get away before being seen. So she instantly attacked me. Oh, look at you. You're always trying to throw your weight around, telling people what to do, like anybody cares. You know, people don't like you. You know, an ad hominem attack. I said straight away, do you think I put up with it? Do you think I defended myself? Yes, people do like me. I don't care. Couldn't care less. I haven't cared for many, many years what people think of me. I have a job to do. At that time, I had this job to do. So I shut it down straight away. I went, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you, and the very fact on the day that you've received a text telling you not to leave early, you're walking out the door early. Who do you think that text was aimed at? Do you think it was aimed at everyone, or do you think it was aimed at you personally? Because out of all of the people here, they're all still in there. You're the only one trying to get out. Now, you've got two options here. You can carry on walking to your car and leave, but you won't be coming back. Or you can go back through that door and you can wait until quarter to 10 when you can leave. Let this be a warning to you that after today, this is just an informal. After today, you leave early again, you'll get a verbal. And I'll make sure that it goes to a written, and you'll be out on your backside. And her face dropped and she went white as a sheet. Do you know why? Because I didn't enter into an ad hominem argument, and secondly, I told her the consequences of her actions. And you could see she was as meek as a newborn lamb after that. And funnily enough, she didn't try and leave early the next day, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. She actually became quite a good employee. Employee. I always get those wrong. But the point is that I didn't enter into the ad hominem argument, and I instantly recognised it for what it was, an ad hominem argument, a fallacious argument. It had no merit. She couldn't defend the point I was making, so tried to make it about me. I don't care what people think about me. Couldn't give a flying monkey's toss. Because you can't please everybody. If you go through life thinking for one moment that everybody loves you, everybody likes you, and everybody thinks you're great, you're living a fantasy life. And besides which, why would you want everybody liking you? You walk through life, and at some point you will not necessarily make enemies, but you'll rub someone up the wrong way. So that's their problem to deal with. Let them deal with it. There are people that you want to please, that you hope like you, and that you will try and please. Yes, absolutely. But even then, you're not necessarily going to succeed. But when somebody tries to attack you personally, especially if you're having an argument, and that is why I said this is the go-to game plan of women, and it really is. It's the amount of times that I've had arguments with women, my own woman, friendly arguments, not, yelling and shouting at each other, but they'll try and change the goalposts because it's like, I'm not winning this point, so I need to change the goalpost to something I think I can win at. So to do that, I need a segue between those two. I know I'll make it about him. I'll insult him Therefore, he will try and defend himself, and then I can make it about something else, which I will win about, by either bursting into tears or saying that he's being an absolute a-hole. Do you see how it works? And this is why I love ad hominem arguments. And from now on, I hope you love ad hominem arguments, because all it does, what it stands for, it proves that you've won. Let them call you the most vile and horrible things, and just stand there smiling, literally rope-a-doping, taking the blows, taking the punches, but all the time thinking in your head, I've won. Thank you very much. I've won. Thank you. And even say it out loud. Go, well, thanks for agreeing with me. They'll hate it. They absolutely loathe it. But at the same time, they might just have a little bit more respect for you. Especially if you point out what they're doing. That's an ad hominem argument. You've got nothing to fight against the actual substance of the argument, and now you're trying to make it personal. And I'm not going to engage on that level. Thank you for proving my point. Do you see? It's beautiful. Once you understand what it is, once you understand the nature, this little jigsaw piece that I've given to you, you can add that to all of the videos I've made before, which are all little pieces of a massive, big, complex jigsaw puzzle. And I'm getting you to slot them in bit by bit, hopefully building up, one, your confidence that you can do these things, two, your defense against being attacked, and three, giving you ammunition that you can use to defend yourself. Because that's all I ever want, is better for you. I keep saying it. I set this channel up, the Brotherhood of men, not women. And most of the attacks that came in the comment section, there were one or two men, but you know, you're always going to get those that unfortunately are lost souls. But most of them are from women, and they use all of that, like I said, in sign language. Sign, S-I-G-N. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. And she actually said, oh, shame on you. And it's like, no, there is no shame on me. You couldn't argue the point of the video, so now you've tried to make it about me. Well, I'm not entering into it, because it's an ad hominem argument. And I love it, because you've just proved the point that what I made that video about was solid, was sound. The argument was absolutely on point. You had nothing to argue in that video, so you tried to make it about me. Well, the video wasn't about me. Anyway, I hope you got valuable information from this video, and if you did, let me know down in the comments. If you didn't, if you go, oh, I already knew that and that's exactly how I behave, let me know down in the comments, because I want to know that it's not just me, that there are my brothers out there who have already figured this out, that are already on board with it. And I know that so many of my subscribers are subscribers because what I'm saying is just backing up what they already know. And that's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. It means that you've not only woken up to what's going on around you, but you've seen that your brother Andy here is trying to reach a bigger audience and explain it all. And if you're not already subscribed, why not? Where have you been? Come on in, join the Brotherhood. Come on, I'll accept you as a brother, and my brothers will accept you as a brother, because we are an accepting, we are an open community who just wants the best for our fellow brothers. So hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the bell notification, that way you don't miss out on brilliant content like this, telling you how to behave when somebody attacks you. Anyway, I'm going for a cup of tea because I really think I've earned one. I'll talk to you guys soon, but in the meantime, you take care of yourself, because if you don't, who on earth will? Well, I might help. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.